Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake. I'm here to ask you for your support. Finding honest Native-centered news is not easy, but with your support, we're able to provide accurate information about Standing Rock, Line 3, treaty violations, and COVID-19 in our Native communities. Please visit Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon and donate if you can. That's Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon. Pinigigi, and thank you for your support.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
In a galaxy not so far away, the battle for truth rages on. Smart Wars is a solo exhibition by Rory Wakemup, a Minnesota Chippewa artist who flips the script on Star Wars using humor and regalia. Wakemup challenges colonial narratives and reclaims indigenous values of balance, resilience, and environmental activism. This exhibition runs February 27th through April 5th at All My Relations Arts in Minneapolis. More information at allmyrelationsarts.org. Have you considered a career in the museum field? The Minnesota Historical Society is now accepting applications for its Native American Museum Fellowship. The 10-week summer program is a mix of workshops, seminars, and hands-on internships at the Minnesota Historical Society. It is open to undergraduate students, recent graduates, and community scholars with an interest in museums and heritage studies. Learn more and apply now at mnhs.org/NAI.
It's 6:42 p.m. Time for Steve Plotto and his son Dylan to do the dishes. They talk about everything from the yuckiness of girls to the awesomeness of his soccer team. Sometimes they don't talk at all. Then, hey! The dreaded splash fight. It's Dad o'clock, and it's the best time of the day. Because the smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
With a look at your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Tonight, cloudy with a low of 31. Then on Wednesday, sunshine with a high of 57. The music is still the hottest at Crooner's Supper Club in Fridley. Crooner's is located just north of I-694 off Highway 65 and Moore Lake Drive. View their upcoming music schedules and food menus at croonersloungemn.com.
Portions of Native Roots Radio may be pre-recorded.
It's a good day to be indigenous.
Get up, stand up.
They are going to become more brutal.
Couldn't cut, hitting cut again.
Because all the hippies were trying to be Indians anyway.
They're going to become more repressive because it's a matter of dollars and their illusionary concepts of power.
Hey, Victor.
We must live in balance with the earth.
And also with recent happenings at Wounded Knee.
I am awake.
Welcome to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Wakanja Hade. Hey, Kadagito, all my friends and relatives in four directions. You are listening to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Robert Pilot. Hey, we discuss local, national, Native news and events, and as you know, Chujunk, Native issues are human issues, and human issues are Native issues.
Yes, you are right, Dega. And this portion of the show is supported by Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault Coalition.
Hey, I got to give a shout out to the radio stations that some of them that have us on, Haley. That I'm going to pop out that list. Should I give a shout out?
Yeah, shout out our other stations that we're on besides AM 950, our lovely home station.
Right on. I wanted to give a shout out to WFNU, KFAI, KRSM, WMDX, AUK in Milwaukee, WXCO in Wausau, WFHR in Wisconsin Rapids, WISS AM 1100 in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. That's hard for me to say.
The Oshkosh. Yeah.
But there's just a few of them right there, and I just want to give them a shout out. Maybe tomorrow I can complete the list, but I know we got a lot to talk about, and we have Ruth Anna Buffalo on today, and then we also have another guest, and I'm going to be at the Capitol tomorrow wearing probably my Resist jacket.
Are you talking about for the Rise and Repair Rally Day at the Minnesota State Capitol?
Yes, definitely. We're going to have a guest on today to talk about that. It's very important. We heard during Rory Wakehamup's talk about his art at at the at the what's the name of
Oh, the gallery
the
exhibit at
gallery?
all my relations.
All My Relations Gallery about the rice and what's happening with the rice all over the state. So this really put it on our radar, and so I'm going to try and get out there in the rally, and we're going to talk about that today.
Yeah, we are. We're going to have Leanna Goose on, who is Leech Lake Ojibwe from the Rise and Repair Alliance. Leanna is the co-facilitator and organizer. But yeah, I've been working very closely on protecting our wild rice, bringing that to the legislature. A little bit of info about the rally tomorrow. That's at the Capitol on March 12th. Wednesday, that's going to start at 10 a.m. and go until 4 in the afternoon. So tons of things going on in between, check-in, coffee and snacks. You're going to do some advocacy training and lobby visit prep. 11:45 to 12:25 tomorrow at the Capitol will be the wild rice lunch and walking over to the Capitol. And then you're going to meet with your legislatures and talk about why protecting our land, water, and all of our relations here in Minnesota is so important.
Yeah, and we talk about we talk with our relatives, and we talk about all these plants and rice specifically as our relative, and we talk about that too, Haley. They're our relative with
Mhm.
hooves and tails too. We're all related, and I think that has to do with the saying we're all related. Not only the races of human beings, but everything that's on Mother Earth.
Right. Yeah. So that rally will be a big one tomorrow. Hopefully, a big turnout. Robert, you will be there for a little bit, I know.
Yeah,
Um,
tomorrow's baby day though too, so I can't
mm,
be away from home too much. You know
you
what
got to
I'm
play choka tomorrow. You got to be
saying?
grandpa.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, we're missing our friend, Rita, Arndt here, but she's doing some amazing things. Rita stops in every other week from the Minnesota Historical Society, and we miss you, Rita. And Rita's doing some things out in South Dakota.
Yeah, she is. It's been a while, probably like a month since Rita's been on. We definitely miss her. Our friend Rita is the program and outreach manager with Native American initiatives within the Minnesota Historical Society. And Rita's doing some cool things, as she always does. She's out in South Dakota today at a conference, and she's also visiting the Oglala Lakota Art Space. The Minnesota History Center in St. Paul, I think that's off of Kellogg. But
Mhm.
they have a few Native-centered exhibits right now. I know Girlhood, It's Complicated features a couple Native athletes, specifically Turtle Mountain Ojibwe's Brooke LaFleur and her
Mhm.
basketball career. And then I
Mhm.
wanted to, yeah, remind people too that every Thursday is free at the History Center in St. Paul, and you can learn more about that at mnhs.org.
Definitely wanted to bring that up, and I also want to bring up 2 things, Haley. One of them is it's a Ho Chunk people out there listening to us in Wisconsin and Minnesota and all over Turtle Island. It's a Ho Chunk election time to vote for your legislature and tribal court people and Supreme Court, and so get out there and hit the polls. I know there's a poll in St. Paul, and I know there's one in Black River and the Dells and Green Bay and Madison, Milwaukee. So get
Yeah.
out there and vote early and vote often. And also, Haley, 40B special election is happening here in the Twin Cities, and
Mm.
we need to support that because that was the Democratic seat that the person wasn't living in the district. So
Okay.
if we can have that as a Democrat again, then the House is 67-67, and it's a whole new ball game when it comes to the Republicans not being, one vote ahead. So it'll be a
Yeah.
tie.
Sure. Yeah. Well, let's put some tobacco down for our people, championing our issues in the state and then also tribal elections too. It's really important.
Yeah, and I'm getting more and more excited about this weekend, Haley.
Oh, I
I
know. The
am.
Akito Festival.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the Intercontinental Hotel in downtown St. Paul. That's the 3-day festival celebrating tattooing, arts, and culture. There's going to be a bunch of musical performances as well by Native artists locally and out of town. So definitely don't miss that. I know Elder's getting for free. Bring your elder.
Yeah. And under 4 if you happen to
your
have
little
a spare
ones.
baby to bring in. I know if we brought the twins in, we'd have to spread them out a little, like, okay, you bring in this one and you bring in that one.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure they don't limit how many kids you have, of course. But yeah, something you touched on earlier, like a minute or two ago, was how we're all related on Turtle Island, and we kind of like joke about it, but in seriousness, like we are related. You talk about all of our relations, like our plants, our wildlife, our animals. But also people are related too. Like Dega, you and I are related, but we were just talking about our friend Rita, and Rita is cousins, I think, with our friend Angie Vig, who owns Vig Guitars in St. Paul.
And I got to give Angie a shout out. Hopefully she's listening because she does a lot. We call Angie sometimes last minute, and she jumps on as a guest.
Always. So reliable.
You know who else has been really good at that over the years that now is a regular was Ruth Anna Buffalo. I always have to bow to her when I see her because she's always, when we reach out last minute, she doesn't have a problem stopping in. But now she has a regular spot in the show, and we're excited to always get updates what she's doing and the organization that she's a CEO of.
Always, yeah. And we got Ruth Anna on deck, so we'll hear from her after this next commercial break. I did want to plug Vig Guitars, though, quickly. Vig is nominated again for Star Tribune's Best of Minnesota. Star Tribune is a local newspaper here, and they do Best of businesses every year. And Vig Guitars is nominated again. I know this is like I know they've gotten a few awards from this, but I think you got a day or two left to vote for them. They are a female Native-owned business in St. Paul that offers all you need for your guitars, including repairs and tune-ups. You can vote for Vig Guitars in Star Tribune's Best of Minnesota in the shopping category under Musical Instrument Store. And Angie also sells all of her beadwork out of the guitar shop, so be sure to check that out.
That's awesome, Haley, that she's doing that now, because I stop by and I get some earrings and get set up there. But
your one-stop shop.
Right. And Big Guitars right off Snelling Avenue, and they got parking, and it's happening. And she's related to Rita, like you said.
Yeah, we're all related.
That's right. Hey, this is Native Roots Radio, and I'm related to Haley, and we're still here, and we are awake. And we'll be right back.
Stay with us. Activism in the 21st century takes many forms. For Minnesota Chippewa artist Rory Wakemup, it's Funktivism. He uses humor, satire, and regalia to challenge social and environmental injustice. Smart Wars is Wakemup's latest solo exhibition. It's a bold mix of Indigenous heritage with modern commentary. Through his multimedia art, Wakemup challenges perceptions and sparks conversations about Native resilience, climate action, and truth-telling. See Smart Wars at All My Relations Arts in Minneapolis, February 27th through April 5th. Details at allmyrelationsarts.org.
Have you considered a career in the museum field? The Minnesota Historical Society is now accepting applications for its Native American Museum Fellowship. The 10-week summer program is a mix of workshops, seminars, and hands-on internships at the Minnesota Historical Society. It is open to undergraduate students, recent graduates, and community scholars with an interest in museums and heritage studies. Learn more and apply now at mnhs.org/NAI.
Your heart beats for generations.
Your heart is so many things. It beats all the time, and it works very hard to keep you moving through your day, keeping your thoughts clear. It's the most important organ in your body.
Every beat of your heart tells a story of love, resilience, and hope. Taking care of your heart means creating more moments with the ones you cherish. Learn more at hennepin.us/heart-beats. That's hennepin.us/heart-beats.
Signing up for $1 bus and train rides with the Transit Assistance Program, or TAP, is quick and easy. Do it straight from your computer or phone by uploading one of the pre-approved documents listed at metrotransit.org/TAP, along with a copy of your ID. We'll mail you a to-go card with a full year of discounted rides. For questions or translation help, call 612-373-3333. 612-373-3333.
Hi, I'm Jane Fonda, and you're listening to Native Roots Radio.
And we're back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is supported by Native American Community Clinic on Franklin Avenue in Minneapolis, honoring health and tradition.
Yes, they do. And hey, we have our friend Ruth Anna Buffalo, who's CEO of Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center here in the Twin Cities. And Ruth, welcome to Native Roots Radio.
Hi, thank you for having me. Dosha, hello.
Oh.
All the things to me. No, just kidding.
Right on. Hey, welcome, Ruth. And I can't see you, so I can't tell if you're laughing at me or laughing with me. Ho-wah. Cool. Hey, I want to jump into this right away and talk about it, and also how people can help. I know there's been some news about the Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center, and I saw a statement posted about the vandalism on Monday. Can you give our audience a little update and how they can support and help you?
Yes, thank you. We appreciate everyone's continued support, and you can donate on our website. I believe right when you click on if you go to MIWRC.org, front and center is a donate tab, and so you can click on that and please share if you're not able to donate. But yeah, every bit helps, especially when we have such like a high deductible, so it's the amount of damage that is a result of the vandalism isn't hopefully not gonna surpass our deductible, so we have a pretty high deductible, and so we appreciate everybody's support. It means a lot.
Well, also too, because things fly across my social media feed. You have won an award. I want to say we're so happy that you and your team at Minnesota Indian Resource Center is getting recognized for recognition you deserve. And you recently received a Women's Day proclamation from the state of Minnesota, and we're invited to an International Women's Day a roundtable to share more about Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center. Can you talk a little bit about that experience? That's a big deal for us to acknowledge that and also to know you. Oh, wow.
Thank you. I appreciate it. No, we were, included with a group of women from across Minnesota, and so that was really good to be a part of, and just to be a part of the conversation. And that was yesterday, so it was a uplifting conversation to be amongst women who are just sharing, common themes of present day struggles and challenges, but also celebrations too. And so it was a uplifting, much needed. It was very good timing, coming off of seeing the destruction of the windows of the community room, and then our front entrance as well was pretty well destroyed, the glass and things on the north entrance, and then the side window, and then all four of the large windows in the gym of the community room were bashed out or destroyed, so it was a good timing to be around some good energy, and it was good medicine.
Wow. Ruth, before I get into some of the programming at Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center, what you offer, I thought I saw something about Mandan's women's basketball team. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, there's Mandan Women's or Mandan High School in North Dakota.
Yeah.
Their girls team, I believe, is going to state. So their women's team, their girls team is going to state tournament. So it's pretty exciting.
That is exciting. That's
Yeah.
I did see that, and I didn't know how to frame it, being an old elder here. So it is girls' high school, not women's high school. It's girls. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's kind of interesting though,
Thank
because like Moorhead, not to be biased, but Moorhead, Moorhead, they're referred to as men's basketball too, which is interesting to me because they're high
Oh,
schoolers. And so I'm not sure when the language shifted there from like high school boys basketball to men's high school basketball game, which is kind of interesting.
yeah.
But yeah, it was
Maybe
kind
there's
of
seniors. They have super seniors that are 19 and 20 that are playing. Oh, wow. That was, you guys
no,
said
I
that
don't
out
think so.
loud.
Yeah. um,
Oh,
but
yeah, it's weird.
yeah, yeah, and so there's some sectional championship games this week. I know in the area of Minnesota boys or men's basketball, high school men's
Mhm.
basketball, and we just saw too like Trayson Eaglestaff is going into the portal, like the recruiting portal. So he's
Oh,
I believe he's a junior. I think I have to double check with my family, but a junior at UND in Grand Forks, and he's doing amazing there. But he has just entered into the portal, like the recruitment
mhm.
portal. So that means he's like, and then also looking at potentially NBA
Wow.
there. So he's doing amazing, and we know his family, and yeah, really proud of him. You know, I know I believe that he really inspired a lot of our sons, you know, over the weekend
Mm.
for a lot of them going into their big games that they had over the weekend because we saw some of the similar step back moves from the 3-point line. So it's fun to watch, and it's really cool to see like him inspiring, you know, so many of the young people across Indian country.
That is inspiring. Let's talk about now, if you can talk about what the Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center offers with our community programming this week.
Yes, this week we just had the Tuesday Resource Connect, where we invite service providers on site to connect with the community. It's just a space provided where people can come in, get a breakfast and lunch, and get connected to resources. Um, we have Family Services is hosting a Kids Night Out event on the 12th, which is wait, no, it's today. It's today the 12th?
I
Today's
think.
11th.
Oh, the
Oh,
today's
thank
11th.
you,
Thanks. It feels
thank
like
you, Haley. Jeez.
it's only
What month
Tuesday.
are we? What
Right.
month are we, Haley?
I know.
But on the 12th, they're hosting their first event called Kids Night Out, where parents can get a healthy break, I guess, or a healthy, you know, do some healthy activities, and the children can stay at the MIWRC during this time. They got some pretty cool events lined up for the kids. And then we have like our regular scheduled programming with support groups, and yeah, we're just, you know, moving forward, and there's more activities that are lined up, and we're just coming off of having a really amazing speaker, Dr. Anton Truer
Yeah.
spoke, you know, and that was really amazing too. We weren't able to make it. I believe we had a basketball game scheduled that night too, and so but it was live streamed on our MIWRC Facebook page. If you missed it, you can catch the live stream. So
Cool.
yeah, we're looking forward to spring, and you know, gearing up for the month of May, the American Indian month, the kickoff, the parade. You know, we're reigning champs with the parade,
Oh,
so
gee.
we're starting to get the
I think
wheels
Native
turning
Roots
there.
Radio. I think Native Roots Radio better get a float out there, Haley.
Oh, geez. I don't know if we can beat MIWRC's last parade. You guys had like the whole turtle or something?
Yeah, we
Was that
have some
you?
talented individuals, you know, just like, you know, all the other native led orgs are pretty talented, and yeah, we have some thoughts and ideas, I think, that the staff are planning on producing for the float this year.
I have to back up a second. So when you have that going on the, I believe you said the 12th, where parents can kind of drop their kids off and then do some healthy things. How young is there an age limit? Because I got like 8-month-old grandbabies here. I might want to drop off. Oh,
Yes, potentially. That's a good question. Let me see really quick here. It says uh I'll say Robert was wondering.
Yeah.
I'll have to get back to you on that, but it
Yeah.
does say play some traditional native games or native crafts with their kids while eating
If
a
drooling
delicious.
is a traditional native game, they're in. But if not, I don't think
Oh,
they can do much other than what are they waving now, Haley? You taught them how to wave.
Summer is balancing on one arm and one leg and putting her arm up like a little ballerina girl.
That's like yoga, isn't it? Or
Yeah, pretty much.
oh, just cute. You know, we do have a mom's support group too that meets bi-weekly from 1 to 3 p.m. You know, on site at MIWRC too. So welcome to attend, and it's a empowering mom support group. And yeah, so come check them out. Pretty cool to see and be a part of. Lots of support groups for sure, and lots of educational, informational sessions, and yeah, just stop by anytime at MIWRC. It's good to visit with community and get some laughs in and get some support.
right on. And I can't wait until you get that little one of those hoops up in that gym. Oh, wow.
Yes, for sure. Yep, good idea.
We can play some horse or something. Hey, Ruth, thank you so much. And comfort prayers to your organization. And please, people donate. They need your help. And thanks again, Ruth Anna Buffalo.
Mods and odds. Thank you.
Hey, this is Native Roots Radio, and we'll be right back, Haley.
Stay with us.
Oh.
Support for Native Roots Radio comes from the Walker Art Center, an art space that's more than the spoon and cherry. Galleries celebrate contemporary visual art, including Indigenous artists like Edgar Heap of Birds, Cheyenne and Arapaho Nation, and Jim Demini, Ojibwe. Additionally, films screen in the cinema, and performances are shown on stage. Free every Thursday night and free every day for members and citizens of tribal nations. Learn more at walkerart.org. Again, that's walkerart.org.
Hi, I'm Rachel Shamblatt. My dad is Dr. Scott Shamblatt from Shamblatt Family Dentistry. A lot of people are afraid of the dentist, but you don't have to be. My dad makes going to the dentist comfortable and even fun. He won't be mad if you haven't seen a dentist in a long time. He just wants to take care of you and your teeth. If you don't see my dad, please see another dentist. Take care of your teeth because they're the only ones you get.
Shamblatt Family Dentistry in Hopkins and St. Paul. Find them online at shamblattfamilydentistry.com or call 1-800-FIX-MY-TEETH. Progressive change doesn't just happen. It takes dedication and a lot of hard work. 25 years ago, the DataBank pioneered a new generation of software tools for progressive organizations here in Minnesota. Since then, thousands of organizations have used the DataBank to create progressive change. Today, the DataBank continues to help progressive organizations like AM 950. To have the DataBank help your organization build capacity and create more change, text CHANGE to 612-540-0500 or go to thedatabank.com. The DataBank, a quarter century of dedication and hard work for progressive organizations.
End-of-life decisions are not easy to make. Hi, I'm Mary T. of Mary T. Hospice Care. It's important to make sure that this difficult time is meaningful and comforting to you and your loved ones. Our hospice team provides an individualized program of physical, emotional, spiritual, and practical care so your loved one is comfortable and not in pain. At Mary T. Hospice, we understand that choosing the right hospice care provider can be overwhelming, but we're here to assist you. Learn more today at marytinc.com.
Everyone wants to maximize their dollar. If you're looking for a new vehicle, the only place to go is Rudy Luther Toyota. Consumer Reports Best of 2025 edition has the most reliable vehicles as Toyotas. The Toyota Corolla, RAV4, and RAV4 Prime top the list of the most reliable cars. And Toyotas are fuel efficient, meaning less money at the pumps. Consumer Reports Best of Gas Mileage ranking has the Prius Camry, Corolla Cross Hybrid, RAV4 Hybrid, and the Highlander Hybrid top of their classes. Reliability and fuel efficiency, you'll find them both at Rudy Luther Toyota. 5 miles west of Minneapolis on 394.
Reading can help manage stress and anxiety during these chaotic Trump years. If you're craving something lighter, check out Next Chapter Booksellers' new fiction tables. Explore their collection of Japanese and Korean healing fiction. They're cozy, whimsical stories filled with magical cats, quaint cafes, and more. Or if you're in the mood for something more intense, check out their upsetting shelf, filled with the strangest and most surreal novels you'll find anywhere. So have Next Chapter Booksellers help you keep your sanity over the next 4 years. More at nextchapterbooksellers.com.
Are your remote workers putting your company at risk? Not sure what steps to take to secure your data? Hi, Mark Sommerfeld from Rymark. The Rymark team is guiding our clients through these difficult times. In fact, demand has been so high, we created an easy-to-follow guide with the 5 steps to securely work from home. It's yours free. Download our 5 steps to securely work from home now at rymarkit.com or call 651-328-8900 for a no-cost how-to discussion.
With a look at your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Tonight, cloudy with a low of 31. Then on Wednesday, sunshine with a high of 57. The music is still the hottest at Crooner's Supper Club in Fridley. Crooner's is located just north of I-694 off Highway 65 and Moore Lake Drive. View their upcoming music schedules and food menus at croonersloungemn.com.
Welcome back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is supported by Native American Community Development Institute, or NACD, in Minneapolis.
Hey, we're going to have a guest on here soon talking about Rise and Repair, and she's a co-facilitator and organizer tomorrow. And the rally, it's Rally Day, Wednesday, March 12th at the Minnesota Capitol. 10 a.m. training. What is that? Oh, I got to get my
Yeah, you need your glasses on.
Yes. Okay, here we go. Hey, and it's at 105 University Avenue at the Christ on the Capitol Hill. I believe that's the church that's catty corner from the Capitol. And 12:45, a photo on the Capitol front steps. I will be there for that. No, I'm just kidding. 1:15 to 2:15 rally at the Rochanda. And that, of course, is 75 Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Boulevard in St. Paul. And then legislative visits scheduled throughout the day. And it's interesting. You need to RSV for more information. And that's at, I lost it again here.
riseandrepair.org/rally.
Thank you so much. What would I do without you, Haley?
I don't know. I'll probably just read the wrong thing or something.
Yeah, I just mumble to myself all day. But that's important. And, just to give a shout out to everybody, I know next Tuesday, for instance, is Wendy will be there at the Capitol with her group, HHUSA, which is now has a new name. And they will be doing the exact same thing, I don't know.
Oh, is that Humane Lobby Day?
Exactly. Thank you. And so I've gone there a few times with her, and I've also done other activities like Rise is doing, and it's very cool. They can help you out with the script. You go see your legislator that's in your neighborhood or your area, Rise and Repair, the rally and lobby day, and go and talk to them and just to give them a few points that we're in difficult times right now with our rice. And I know, again, you and I heard from Rory Wakeham Up. It was kind of shocking what he had to say about the rice up in his tribe is going away tremendously.
Yeah. And I personally have never been wild ricing, so I don't know or have much personal experience on this. But yeah, what Rory was talking about was a couple of the lakes in northern Minnesota were some of the most abundant with wild rice, and now really is hard to come by up there. I know Rory talked about that. Do you remember when we had Leah Lemon and she did that short story, Finding Manumin, a search for the spirit of wild rice?
For TPT.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Well, one of the things I got to just switch gears for just a second on that, Haley, is because of global warming and all these things that are attacking our fresh waters and our lakes. Our friend from Dream of Wild Health, who we love to have on, she was telling me a couple of years ago when we were in a drought, the first drought 2 years ago, that it's been a 3-year drought, that there's been rice growing in the Twin Cities that hasn't grown in 100 years.
Oh, wow.
And of course, I asked her where, and she wouldn't tell me. But,
Right.
well, you know, you wanna
It's
keep it on the low.
sacred. Yeah.
Right.
It's
You want
protected.
exactly. And, I thought that was really interesting, but also sad for our northern relatives, which really depend on it for economic, diversification for their tribes and also family and feeding. I mean, I
Yeah.
just had wild rice, yesterday. Wendy, cooked us up some wild rice from, I think it was, Leech Lake, and, it
Mm.
was delicious.
Mhm. Yeah, I know, what is the Gatherings Cafe needs wild rice. They have that on their menu. Owamni in Minneapolis has wild rice on their menu. A
Mhm.
lot of places, yeah, for food. And then, also, I'm thinking or actually, I just lost my train of thought, actually. I'm going back to Leah Lem's,
Sure.
short video, Finding Manoomin: A Search for the Spirit of Wild Rice, because, um she didn't have much of that experience either. And I think that was because of the climate change and the
Mhm.
disappearance of wild rice, not being
Mhm.
able to access it as much as maybe our ancestors used to. And
Right.
you talked about wild rice being more relevant in the Twin Cities areas, in lakes around the Twin Cities. And I remember talking to someone, I can't remember who exactly it was, but they told me that White Bear Lake had
Mhm.
a bunch of wild rice on it back in the day.
Right. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And I think that was our friend, and I can't think of her name off the top of my head, but she is
Are you
like
talking about Hope Flanagan?
yes, I am. Yes,
Okay.
I am. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
God.
I was
Mm,
kinda thinking that, but I wasn't
right.
sure.
Yeah. Well, no, and Hope, is a dynamic storyteller and also really an expert on medicines, and I know, Haley, and you, and, we're gonna have friends there and definitely family. We have a little plot of land, and, we wanna take a look at, what kind of medicines are out there too, so we're
Yeah.
excited about that. But again, back to the rice and how important this is. You know, another thing too, I do believe that they're gonna talk about, Haley, is that rice has a right. And I know, other farms are making rice and calling it wild rice, and they're
Mm.
stealing the economy from Native Americans too,
Yeah.
even though there is, protection across the country. I know California is a big, state that doesn't really regulate that and really takes money out of, Native Americans' hands. So there's a couple things going on, not only the, climate, but also we have to protect our rights as Native Americans, and wild rice and calling it wild rice and having it a certain way. We can't McDonaldize it and also change what they did with apples and all these other things where they,
Changing the
genetically
DNA of it.
genetically change it, right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, I know, oh, who was it? It was telling me about, to always ask where, if you're gonna buy wild rice, so, like,
Yeah.
this was an example. I was up north, and I was at a business. It was kind of like a local shopping thing, and I don't think it was native owned, but they were selling wild rice, and I made sure to read the label on the back of the rice bags and just kinda learning more information about it. And, that I think it said that it might have been picked by, Native people, but it said that they were in Canada, so they were First Nations
Hmm.
natives, but they were selling it here in Minnesota at a non-native place.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, and, I one of my favorite places, to go to is, Target Field to watch baseball, and they have wild rice, chicken wild rice soup there.
Oh, for one of the vendors? The food
Well,
vendors?
yeah, or one of the restaurants, or it's
Oh.
able to get it, and it's different, so, yeah.
Okay. Well, I wanna go back to, Leah Lem, 'cause,
Thank you.
I think this
I
no,
keep
this is
taking
great.
you
I
away.
I totally forgot that, all about that until we went live and started talking about it. But yeah, Leah Lem, if you go to nprnews.org/wild rice, you can find Leah Lem's, it's a podcast version. She goes into talking about the documentary that she filmed up north with her family and then going out wild ricing.
Mhm.
Talks about the experience of that, and she talks about how Ojibwe people came to this land in search for wild rice, the food that grows on the water.
Right. Well,
And
of
then-
course, I only listen to AM 950 and Civic Media and all our other affiliates, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah, we got to
he is-
support all
yeah,
of our native,
Oh.
yeah.
exactly. No, I'm just giving you a hard time, but just to, kind of, because we were supposed to have a guest here, we're kind of just holding air and talking, and I think we're doing a really good job because with our Facebook and our YouTube numbers are still way up there, so people are listening to us. And the one
Well,
just jumped off.
I hope we're giving like good resources because, like I said, I've never gone wild ricing, so I can't speak a whole bunch on it, and I'm not Ojibwe, but I think Leah Lem is that story. Even it's like a quick 20-25 minute documentary that Leah did. And you can kind of experience wild ricing through the documentary and the trip that she did. And
Well,
she,
what's really interesting, what you just said there, Haley, is that you're not Ojibwe. Well, Ojibways aren't the only ones that rice, and I thought that was really interesting because, like, as Ho-Chunks, we did the whole gamut, whether it's fishing, whether it's bison, and whether it's rice, and of course, farming was really big with corn and also the berries and the choke cherries and things like that. So it's interesting because we're careful here on Native Roots Radio to be representing pan natives, so to speak, that we're all same but different, but we really are a lot different. But when it comes to this, I was really surprised too that we rice too.
yeah, see, I didn't know that. I don't, yeah. And that comes with like, your family and your family dynamics and kind of what was passed down culturally and knowledge wise. But yeah, I don't know. That's a good point. And I know us as Ho-Chunk people were invited over, because we didn't have boundaries back in the day. We would
Some
come over.
Ho-Chunks don't have boundaries now. Oh, wow. Just saying.
That's true. But we were, I'm sure we were over here wild ricing in some of the Minnesota lakes with our neighboring tribes, and then also invited on those buffalo or chefchi, or if you want to use the Dakota word Tatanka for buffalo, we would come and be invited on those hunts as well.
Right. And then you remember too in Madison, Wisconsin, where a lot of Ho-Chunk burial grounds were decimated over the last couple hundred years, and one of them's on the Capitol's built on top of it, is right by a lake, Mendota, which is definitely wild rice area too. So there's a lot of similarities. We don't like to say this because we're from Minnesota, but there's a lot of similarities of Wisconsin and Minnesota when it comes to lakes and names and
sure.
like you said, there were no boundaries back then, and I think some Ho-Chunks don't have boundaries now, but that's another show.
I love no boundaries.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, hey, Haley, that was a good 12 minutes. Good job.
Oh, what?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, we sounded like we knew what we were talking about there, and that's what's exciting about this show is sometimes we do and sometimes we don't. Hey, this is Native Roots Radio, and we'll be right back talking a little more, I guess, because it is a talk show, right? Unless
for sure.
Pull your saxophone out and maybe play a few tunes.
I don't know about that.
All right. Hey, this is Native Roots Radio. We'll be right back after this short break. Please, 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 please stay with us.
Your heart beats for generations. Take care of it.
There's a lot that we can do to take care of ourselves. And so I think it's important to take the smaller steps and break it down into more manageable pieces because the little steps leads to big changes.
Every beat of your heart tells a story of love, resilience, and hope. For Indigenous women, taking care of your heart means creating more moments with the ones you cherish. Let's protect that story. Learn more at hennepin.us/heart-beats.
Support for Native Roots Radio comes from the Walker Art Center, an art space that's more than the spoon and cherry. Galleries celebrate contemporary visual art, including Indigenous artists like Edgar Heap of Birds, Cheyenne and Arapaho Nation, and Jin Demini, Ojibwe. Additionally, films screen in the cinema, and performances are shown on stage. Free every Thursday night and free every day for members and citizens of tribal nations. Learn more at walkerart.org. Again, that's walkerart.org.
Have you considered a career in the museum field? The Minnesota Historical Society is now accepting applications for its Native American Museum Fellowship. The 10-week summer program is a mix of workshops, seminars, and hands-on internships at the Minnesota Historical Society. It is open to undergraduate students, recent graduates, and community scholars with an interest in museums and heritage studies. Learn more and apply now at mnhs.org/NAI.
Signing up for $1 bus and train rides with the Transit Assistance Program, or TAP, is quick and easy. Do it straight from your computer or phone by uploading one of the pre-approved documents listed at metrotransit.org/TAP, along with a copy of your ID. We'll mail you a to-go card with a full year of discounted rides. For questions or translation help, call 612-373-3333. 612-373-3333.
Hi, this is Governor Walls. Thank you for listening to Native Roots Radio.
And we're back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
In this portion of the show, we like to bring awareness to our Minnesota wolf population. Say no to the hunts. How?
Oh! Hey, we are back. And, our friend Ernest Joseph is listening to us. And I'm wondering if I could give you a quick call, and if you want to give us an update. I know I see your messaging. Just give me a thumbs up, and I will call you right now. This is like really live radio, Haley.
Yeah, we could take some calls.
Yeah.
I know we were gonna have Leanna Goose on with us, who is Leche Ojibwe, and Leanna is the co-facilitator and organizer for the Rise and Repair Alliance group. And they were going to join us to talk about protecting wild rice, which we were just talking about, Robert and I, in the last segment. And then we're also talking about the Rise and Repair Rally Day at the Minnesota State Capitol tomorrow. That's kind of all day from 10 in the morning to 4 p.m. Definitely show up there if you can.
Yeah, absolutely. I will be there, and to support this, because this is very, very important to Minnesota, and also the rights of Native Americans too. And geez, I'll tell you, Haley, too, when we sell native rice, wild rice from one of the tribes at our store, it always disappears. In other words, people want it. And so we have to really protect our wild rice and our friends.
Well, I think, yeah. And even like for allies, I don't know like what cultural significance it would have to them as a non-native person, but we use wild rice for so much more than just something to eat that's healthy and sustains us. I know a lot of people use that even in their artwork, wild rice.
Definitely. And I see Ernest does not have Facebook Messenger, and I was going to give him my number outside maybe I can give him the station number.
Yeah, do you know that off the top of your head?
952-946-6205, I think.
Oh, jeez.
Is our producer
that was like
out there?
10, 12 numbers? I don't know.
Wait, he just gave me his number. I'm going to give him a call right now.
Oh, yeah,
It's
there you
just
go.
amazing how we can do these things. Look at it, you even got
It's ringing.
it's ringing.
Everyone can hear if he doesn't answer and sends us to voicemail.
Hey, you are live on Native Roots.
Bonjour.
You were live on Native Roots Radio. I want you to the last few minutes that we have here, if we've missed anything about tomorrow, can you please first introduce yourself and also let us know what's happening at the rally?
Anim Boujou, sorry, that's my niece in the background. I'm Ernest Joseph Uppergard Peltier III. I'm actually going to pass it over to Gina, who's the other co-facilitator for Rising Repair.
Right on, Gina. What's up? Long time no talk.
Hey.
Oh,
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, I'm so excited about tomorrow. We're having our rally at the Capitol starting at 10, and people can actually RSVP, and when they RSVP, they can sign up to have a meeting with their legislators. And for the rally, we're not just supporting and uplifting our rights of management bill, our wild rice protection bill. There's so much other stuff that we are supporting and uplifting, especially Red Lakes land return. But before I run out of time, I do really want to talk about the wild rice and how it is a keystone species. One thing that many people don't know about wild rice is it does clean the water. I'm from Turtle Mountain, Anishinaabe, and up there, my elders say that we had wild rice everywhere, and they were just devastated to see the disappearance and destruction of it. And so it really does, give me extra fuel to my fire to really fight for it and bring those protections in. I could talk about wild rice all day long. I absolutely love it, and it is so delicious. But with this bill that we are pushing, it's just the beginning. So once we get this bill passed, there's so much more work that's ahead of us to continue to not only protect wild rice, but to bring that back to all of our cultures. Unfortunately, because of the United States government, we've had a lot of that stripped from us. And it's unfortunate that a lot of us, haven't even been able to go ricing. It's such a healing experience. But we do need to unite and take care of each other and put our foot down. Right now, in the federal government, it's getting really scary. And so I have trust and faith in Minnesota that we can unite and take care of each other and put our foot down and assert our state's rights to move forward in enacting laws that actually protect everyone. And so I'm excited to see everyone. We're also going to be serving food that has wild rice in it. So even if you don't want to come by for the march or to talk to your legislators, come on by for the free wild rice food that we're going to be serving. It's going to be absolutely delicious.
Absolutely. Gina, we still have a couple more minutes, and I really appreciate your update and appreciate your brother and Gina and what you've done for years here for our community. I just want to give you a big shout out. Gina used to be on every week here on Native Roots Radio, and I just want to say a big hoo.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I miss it. But Haley's doing such a really, really good job. Really appreciate her.
Yeah.
Jumping in and doing the good work.
Exactly.
I think she sounds better than I do. So.
Oh.
I mean, Gina, you sound pretty good coming through on the phone, and so it sounds good to me.
Awesome.
So,
yeah, I love tuning in. I absolutely love how you have Senator Mary Kunesh on, and I want to give her a big shout out. And shout out to Leanna Goose too, because if it wasn't for those beautiful, smart, intelligent Indigenous women, we wouldn't have made it as far with our bill. We really put our foot down, and that too, we have an amazing team behind us who's really helping us out in all this good work.
Well, and as a Native American male, it's the women lead the way, and we're and women do lead the way. It's up to us to just support and protect our women, and I really appreciate you giving shout out to those two, and we got to put you in that too, that category, Gina. Really.
Thank you. Yeah, this is a beautiful bill, though, y'all. I'm so excited for it. And if you all could visit, risingrepair.org, it'll give you some more information on not just the wild rice bill that we're supporting, but all the other bills that we're supporting and opposing. There's some bills out there that shouldn't be pushed that we need to bring awareness to also. So,
right.
Again, Robert and Haley, thank you so much for having us on and doing all the work you do to bring the good news to the people and having them really hear what they need to hear.
Well, I definitely will see you tomorrow, and I will be out there for a couple hours for sure at the Capitol. And again, a big peeny gigi for coming on this late in the game here and allowing me to call you and your brother and to really amplify the good work that you're involved with and have been involved with for many years.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's looking like I have more time in my schedule. I should be coming on more often, huh?
Yeah. Haley's writing it down. I see her writing that down.
Definitely.
Right on.
Awesome.
Right on, Gina. Good talking to you too, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Awesome. Sounds good. Drink your water, everyone. Keep wobbling.
Right on. Wow, that was great having Gina on.
So
Wow.
good to hear from her.
Yeah, and she was a regular for quite a few years too. So
So I just learned we'll have
Right.
to make that a thing again.
absolutely. Absolutely. Well, if you're listening to the show, you are part of the resistance. From Chief Plentycoops, the ground on which we stand on. It is sacred ground. It is the blood of our ancestors. We need to resist, divest, join a group, run for office, and vote. We're still here. We are the seventh generation. And see you tomorrow.